The Djinn of Oman, Oman. Have you ever felt the air grow thick with something otherworldly, as if the very space around you is alive, watching, waiting? In the remote, windswept deserts of Oman, there exists a place where the veil between this world and the supernatural is thin. So thin, in fact, that something ancient, something malevolent, can slip through without a sound. The locals know it well. They call it the Djinn of Oman, and they say it can take many forms, be it smoke, shadows, or even a human-like figure, but always with eyes that burn with otherworldly fury. The story begins deep in the Rub al-Khali, the empty quarter, a vast stretch of desert known for its scorching heat and vast, barren dunes. Nomads who wander this desolate land tell stories of strange happenings at night, unseen forces that whisper, voices that call your name when no one is around. But no story is more terrifying than that of the Djinn. Legend has it that centuries ago, a powerful Djinn, one of the ancient beings made of smokeless fire, was banished to the desert by a powerful sorcerer. Enraged, this Djinn vowed vengeance on anyone who dared to enter its domain. Over time, it grew stronger, feeding on the fear of those who dared to travel too close to its realm. A group of explorers, curious about the local folklore, ventured into the empty quarter in the 1960s, determined to uncover the truth about these supernatural claims. Among them was an anthropologist named Ahmed, known for his rational mind and disbelief in myths. He dismissed the warnings from locals, scoffing at their superstitions. As they journeyed deeper into the desert, strange things began to happen. Their compass spun wildly, as though lost in a magnetic field. The temperature fluctuated unnaturally. The wind would howl at night, louder than any desert storm, but it carried no sand. And then came the whispers. They were faint at first, just a low hum, almost like the wind itself. But as the days passed, the voices grew clearer. Ahmed's skepticism started to crack as he began hearing his name, spoken by a voice that was not his own. But worse still was the sound of footsteps behind him when he was sure no one was there. One night, as the group set up camp, a man named Kareem went missing. The others searched frantically, but there was no trace of him, not a footprint in the sand. They found only a small patch of sand disturbed as though something had been dragged across it. Terrified, they decided to leave. But as they packed their things, Ahmed felt a coldness wash over him. He turned, and there, in the distance, stood a figure cloaked in shadow. The figure's face was hidden, but its eyes, they were burning red, glowing with an unearthly light. The figure took a slow, deliberate step toward him. Ahmed froze. The whispers returned, louder now, as though the very air was filled with voices. His heart pounded in his chest as the figure moved closer. And then, in a voice that was both a roar and a whisper, it spoke. "You disturbed me. Now you will suffer." Before Ahmed could respond, the ground beneath him seemed to give way, and he felt a force, cold, burning, relentless, pulling him into the earth. He screamed, but his voice was drowned out by the howling wind. The last thing he saw were those red eyes, glaring into his soul. When the rest of the group finally managed to flee, they returned to civilization, but they were forever changed. One by one, they each fell ill with a strange sickness, their bodies weakening, wasting away. The whispers followed them, and in their final moments, each of them spoke the same words. "It has taken him, it will take us all." To this day, no one dares to enter that part of the desert, for fear of the Djinn who still waits, watching, calling, waiting for the next intruder to wander into its realm. The land remains silent, but if you listen closely, you might hear the whisper of its name carried on the wind. Al-Mari, the Djinn of Oman. And if you ever find yourself in the empty quarter, remember this. If you hear your name whispered on the wind, it's already too late.